All right, now we're talking summertime, and you know it's been pretty hot around here for quite a while. We've been cranking up the AC for a while, but we know that gets put on overdrive when we get into the dog days, and that puts a strain on the power grid. Of course, we got higher electric bills oftentimes. Here to talk about the grid, the hike in prices, and more is founder and former president of Direct Energy, current president of Ohm Connect Energy. That's Don Whaley. Don, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
I do want to talk about Ohm Connect. I just read an article this morning about it on LinkedIn. I think it's fascinating what you guys are trying to do there. But before we get into that, can we talk a little bit about this spike in utility bills? Is it worse this year compared to others, not just because of the weather, but the inflation and other things that we're facing? What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I've been in this market, as you pointed out, for quite a while. I've never seen electricity rates that we're seeing right now. And I'm afraid as you mentioned, the dog days of summer, there's going to be sticker shock at home as well.
Okay. Is this is something recent then? You say you haven't seen this maybe ever. Have we hit like a new high in terms of pricing?
We have, actually. Well, perfect example. At the start of the year, electricity for the average Texas consumer was about 10 cents a kilowatt hour. And we're seeing rates as high as 22 cents right now. So electricity prices have doubled, and it will be interesting to see what happens as we go through the summer. I don't think it's so much a reliability issue as it will be a price shock, because natural gas prices, which correlate directly to electricity prices in Texas, are up 165% year over year.
Wow. So pricing is one thing, and you did mention reliability. I mean, what is your take on the grid? I feel like we've at least the news headlines the last few years has been, you know, a straining the grid during the summer and even in the winter. What's your take?
Well, it is a strain. I mean, we're a Texas peaking market because, not surprisingly, it gets hot in the summer. The February 21 event, the winter storm Uri, took everyone sort of by surprise. And I think the result, the echo from that has been that ERCOT, the grid operator, has worked feverishly, as has the Public Utility Commission, to ensure that we have resources in place so that we don't have blackouts as we roll into the summer. Now, May was unquestionably one of the hottest we've ever seen. And so it caught us early. I think there's stories about six power units that went down simultaneously on Friday the 13th of all days. And that resulted in a real price spike and a shock to the system. But even with that, we didn't have blackouts. But we're going to have to be aware of when we use power as we roll into the summer, because if everyone has their ACs and ovens and large appliances going simultaneously on a hot August day, we could have some problems.
Yeah. With that in mind, Don, what can we do to lower our energy bills? I mean, it would be nice if we could all just sort of rotate when we cook, but that's not that's not possible.
Yeah, we don't tend to coordinate quite that well. I think that, but even that is not going to reduce your power bill. To reduce your power bill this summer, you're going to have to take action. Just as people are rethinking their travel plans because of the price of gasoline, people need to be thoughtful about how much electricity they use. They might need to turn that thermostat up 4 or 5 degrees. They need to make sure that they're turning off lights when you leave rooms. And as far as grid reliability, that's when that time of use matters, because it's the hot hours of the afternoon from 5 o'clock till 8 o'clock when the sun finally goes down that the grid really struggles because of the amount of solar and wind that now makes up our generation fleet.
Yeah, I really want to pay attention to that, whether it's, doing laundry in the morning, times when the grid's not being strained. Before we go, because I do want to talk about Ohm Connect Energy. The article I was reading talks about essentially you guys paying your customers to try to do better with energy savings. Can you explain how it works?
Oh, absolutely. That's my favorite topic, so thanks. We're new. We're a new approach to the market. We do incentivize our customers during those times that we were just talking about, when the grid is under strain, when prices are spiking, demand is spiking. We send out notices to our customers and we tell them, reduce your consumption. We give them the target based on their historic usage at that time. And when they reduce, then we reward them. And the beautiful thing about it is, even though I can't do anything to effectively lower the cost of electricity in the market, I can lower your bill, because if you perform, we are seeing customers save as much as 10% off their annual bill, and that's meaningful in these times.
And they have an app or something that they can communicate and kind of get that sense of that savings?
Absolutely. It's a great app that was created in California. Our parent company's in California. As you know, they've had rolling blackouts for years. And so about 7 years ago, the company was formed, and they've had great success in offering relief to the grid in those times of stress. And we're trying to bring that same philosophy and technology here.
Don Whaley, really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you much. It's great to be here.